Another day, another story. March has long been unpredictable, from a blizzard with 50-foot snowdrifts to a bizarre meat storm. March, the third month in the Gregorian calendar, is well known for its unpredictable spring weather, in like a lion and out like a lamb, NCAA basketball, aka March Madness, and, of course, St. Patrick's Day and Mardi Gras celebrations. But March is also tied to ancient beginnings, historic events and even animal antics. Here's a closer look. Welcome to Tabo Eminent Channel. The origins of March. The name March comes from the Latin Martius, named for Mars, the Roman god of war, as military actions often resumed after winter. But in the 7th century BCE, March became the third month after Numa Pompilius, Rome's second king, added January and February, creating a 12-month lunar calendar. Seasonal oddities and astronomical facts. March ushers in the vernal, or spring, equinox, aka the first day of spring, usually falling between March 19th and 22nd, when the length of day and night are nearly equal. Celebrations observing the equinox and its symbolism of rebirth, renewal and balance have taken place since ancient times. In the ancient Mesoamerican city of Chichen Itza, Mexico, people have gathered for centuries to witness an optical illusion during the spring equinox at the Kukulkan Pyramid, where a snake appears to slither down the pyramid as a sign of the snake god's return to Earth. Additionally, daylight saving time takes place every second Sunday of March, when clocks spring forward 1 hour to allow for longer daylight in the summer. Meanwhile, March's full moon is known as the worm moon, named by Native Americans for worms that emerge in spring. March's most unexpected natural disasters. March has seen its share of dramatic weather events. The Great Blizzard of 1888 paralyzed the eastern U.S. with as much as 58 inches of snow in some regions, killing 400 people, half in New York City. Heavy winds created snow drifts as high as 50 feet, and melting snow caused severe flooding. The storm paralyzed trains, downed telephone, telegraph and electrical wires, blacked out gas street lamps and trapped people in their homes. Undeterred, however, the Barnum and Bailey Circus still performed 2 shows at Madison Square Garden, though few besides P.T. Barnum himself attended. March's animal mascot. Historically speaking, ever wonder about the phrase mad as a March hare? The hare, known for its, let's say, enthusiastic mating rituals during its spring breeding season, serves as an animal symbol for the month. The mad hare was notably cited by Geoffrey Chaucer in The Friar's Tale and by Lewis Carroll in Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. The hare also carries associations with Wiccan traditions, symbolizing Ostara, a holiday celebrating the spring equinox, rebirth, fertility and renewal. Legends and folk tales suggest the goddess Ostara transformed a bird into a hare that could lay colored eggs, linking the hare to the Easter Bunny tradition. Fascinating historical events. March has witnessed some unusual events throughout history. Take March 3, 1876, in Olympia Springs, Kentucky, when hunks of red meat fell from the sky in what became known as the Great Kentucky Meat Shower. 2 gentlemen, who tasted the meat, expressed the opinion that it was either mutton or venison, the New York Times reported. The meat was later identified as lung, muscle and cartilage tissue, possibly regurgitated by vultures. On March 9, 1953, the tiny Grand Principality of Outer Baldonia, a 4-acre island near Nova Scotia, humorously declared war on the USSR after a Russian newspaper took its silly declaration of independence seriously, denouncing its policies that included the inalienable right to lie and be believed, to drink, swear and gamble, to sleep all day and stay up all night. The landowner struck back at the superpower in mock protest, but the Soviets simply ignored the non-country, which was eventually sold to the Nova Scotia Bird Society in 1973. On March 3, 2007, some 170 Swiss soldiers accidentally invaded Liechtenstein during a training mission when they got lost in the rain, prompting an official apology from Swiss authorities. Liechtenstein, a small and peaceful country with neutral neighbors, wasn't troubled by the incident, noting such occurrences have happened before. And March 23, 1965, will forever live on as the day astronaut John Young smuggled a corned beef en rye into space on Gemini 3, sharing the sandwich with fellow astronaut Gus Grisham. It was the first month of the year in the early Roman calendar. Before 46 BCE, March was the first month of the year. This is why the names of later months, September, October, November, December, derive from Latin numbers, septem, 7, octo, 8, novem, 9, and decem, 10, even though they are now the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th months. Before Julius Caesar reformed the calendar in 46 BCE, the Roman year started in March, not January. Named after a god of war. March is named after Mars, the Roman god of war. This is because it marked the start of the military campaign season in ancient Rome. One of the most infamous days in history, March 15, 44 BCE, is remembered as the Ides of March, the day Julius Caesar was assassinated. According to ancient sources, a soothsayer warned Caesar to beware the Ides of March. He ignored the warning and went to the Senate, where he was stabbed 23 times by a group of conspirators, including his close friend Brutus. March Madness, not just for basketball. The term March Madness originally referred to a 1939 Illinois high school basketball tournament. It later became synonymous with the NCAA basketball tournament. March is named after Mars, the Roman god of war, because it was traditionally the month when Roman soldiers went back to battle after winter. The Bloody Ides of March. One of the most infamous days in history, March 15, 44 BCE, is remembered as the Ides of March, the day Julius Caesar was assassinated. According to ancient sources, a soothsayer warned Caesar to beware the Ides of March. He ignored the warning and went to the Senate, where he was stabbed 23 times by a group of conspirators, including his close friend Brutus. Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar later dramatized this moment, making et tu, Brute? One of history's most famous last words, though historians doubt he actually said it. The month of trickery, April Fool's link. A strange connection exists between March and April Fool's Day, April 1st. During the transition from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar in the 16th century, some people refused to accept January 1st as the new year. They continued celebrating in late March, which led to them being mocked and pranked. Some believe April Fool's Day originated from this confusion. March's connection to spring, fertility, and Easter. March brings the spring equinox, around March 20th, an event that has been celebrated for thousands of years. The Persian New Year, Nowruz, dating back over 3,000 years, is still celebrated on the equinox as a symbol of rebirth and renewal. The pagan festival of a star-honored Aostra, a goddess of fertility. Her symbols, rabbits and eggs, later influenced Easter traditions. March Madness, not just for basketball. While most people associate March Madness with the NCAA basketball tournament, the phrase originally referred to a high school basketball championship in Illinois in 1939. The term was later adopted for the college basketball frenzy that dominates American sports in March. However, the phrase March Madness has been used since the 16th century to describe insanity, chaos, and unpredictable events, which fits the theme of March's history perfectly. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel.